4th and goal to go to 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
Well, finally, right? Finally, the defense comes up big. Now, the thing is that, also let's not forget, that I said earlier, the Chargers offensive line was banged up. It was like the one game, talking about O.C. Umenyiora, right? The one game where he had 6 sacks. The guy he was going up against for the Eagles was like the 39th string tackle. I mean, I might have been like the 3rd string tackle. So, I mean, they had a bunch of guys that were injured. So, but what you're supposed to do is when you're this level and the person you're going up against this level, you're supposed to dominate him. And that's what OC did. Well, I mean, I said, Mekhi Becton was out, Alt got injured, and Slater, sadly, once again, he's out for the whole season, right? So the Chargers, needless to say, their offensive line was banged up. Now, also, off that, just for a second, I think it's the guard for Nolans, Ruiz, I believe it is. He may not be playing for the Saints this weekend. Sadly, he's injured. But that that might help the Giants in their pass rush out, right? But even the Chargers' offensive line was bad. What you're supposed to do, you're supposed to go in there and dominate. And dominate they did. Let me share my screen here. I got PFF, and they there we go. Pass rush. Here we go. All right, here we go. So, of course, you got Abdul Carter. I mean, this is PFF. I've seen some different. I think the Giants, somebody had 28 pressures or something like that, but it was 2 sacks, right? Could have been more. As I said, half the time, Herbert's like getting sacked. He's about like maybe a foot off the ground from being sacked, and he just throws the ball away, so he's not getting sacked. Just playing smart football, right? Just throwing the ball away so he doesn't take a 10-yard loss or whatever it is. But he got sacked twice. Let's not forget that big one that Burns came up with at the end, toward the end of the game, or when the Chargers had the ball, all they needed was a freaking field goal, right? And Burns went crashing in there, right? I think it was a stunt. And man, once he gets in the backfield free and clear, there's not many quarterbacks going to be getting away from him. So, Herbert. And the one thing on that one play though was like, if you ever want to look him right at the I think was that maybe Ladd McConkey? Yeah, I think it was whatever they want to call it, a rub or whatever they want to call it. It sure looked like it was some type of I can't remember who got knocked down on the Giants. Somebody got knocked down on the Giants, and their one wide receiver was running free down the field. And if on one of those plays, and if we didn't have pressure on on the quarterback, right, Herbert, I mean, that could have been a touchdown right there, or not a touchdown. It could have been a huge play for him, but. This is, this is what you want to see, though. I mean, it doesn't have to be obviously be every game. Well, we need to get 342 sacks every game from these guys. No, but there's got to be somewhere along the line, where these guys take over a freaking game. And well, thanks. That once again, I said thankfully, the Chargers' offensive line was dinged up. The Giants' defensive front took over the game. Right. So I mean, you look here. I mean, Abdul Carter. I mean, so he had 35 pass rushes, right? He had eight total pressures. He had 5 hits and 3 hurries. But his pass rush was 92%. Pretty good, right? Bobby Okereke, he rushed the quarterback 6 times. But Sexy Dexy, right? He had 2 pressures. Darius Muasau, right? That, well, I mean, they sent him 2 times, right? He was out there for 17 quarterback. In the past 17 times, but he rushed 2 times. He got pressures both times. So when they blitzed him, he got pressure. So that was good. Good old Burnsy, right? 35 quarterback rushed the quarterback 35 times. He had 7 pressures. And I think he's tied for the league lead, I think, with 5 sacks. But not only that, but the one nice thing with Burnsy, hey, he's had a sack in every game. Right? Every game. It's not like he has 5 sacks. He had 4 sacks in one game and he had a sack in another. He's had a sack in like every game. Right? So let's see here. We got Darius Alexander got in there, right? He had 1 pressure. Kayvon, he had 5. Who else we had? Boy Robertson Harris. He was in there for 14 pass rushing snaps. He had 1 pressure. And we got here DJ Davidson. He was only in there for 7, but he got 1 pressure as well, too. But I mean, if you look here, right? Total 27 pressures, 2 sacks, 12 with 12. Yeah, we had 12 hits and 13 hurries. So very, very impressive overall. Very impressive. Whoops, let me stop sharing here. But, it's nice to see, that they took over. Got this article here. Giants' vision becomes a reality as pass rush dominated in week 4. Giants picked up their first win of the season in rookie quarterback Jaxson Dart's first career start on Sunday. While Dart and the Giants were able to put some points on the board and hold the lead throughout the entirety of the game, which is another one of the things, right? Because when you got the lead, you can kind of dictate what you're going to try to do, right? I mean, it was a shame. I mean, because the Giants had 13-3 lead, right? And with under a minute to go in the first half, they give up a touchdown. Now it's 13-10. Then we had the 21-10 lead, and in one play was it a 54-yard run from Hampton, and they get the 2-point conversion. Now it goes, so that 2 big plays they gave up. Yeah, the one thing is you got to give credit to the Chargers is that we got some rushing yards, okay, but. We ran the ball a lot. Now, I mean, where are we at here? ESPN. Here we are. Okay, rushing attempts. Yeah, we had 161 yards rushing. 161. We ran the ball 42 times. 3.8 yards a carry. They ran the ball. They got 152 yards. So they got 9 less yards than we did. They ran the ball 13 times. They ran the ball 29 times less than we did. They averaged 11.7 yards a carry. They only ran the ball 13 freaking times the whole game. Got 152 yards. Now, of course, maybe 80 yards was that one between the Hampton run and the one scramble that Herbert had. There was about 80 yards between the two. But if you take those 2 away, they still wind up with like 70 yards rushing on 11 carries. I mean, where is the, this run defense is just not very good. Not very good. Let's say, entering the season, the Giants' defensive line was expected to be one of the league's best, and the pass rush most certainly answered the bell in week 4. The trio of Burns, Kayvon, and Carter absolutely dominated the Chargers' thin and banged-up offensive line. Carter, Burns, and Kayvon combined for 20 pressures per NextGen stats. Carter had 5 quarterback hits. Burns had 4 and a sack. Kayvon had 3 and a sack. Total domination. Burns had the big sack late in the 4th quarter to end the Chargers' second-to-last drive. His impressive performance earned him Giants Wire Player of the Game honors. Carter was also extremely impressive on Sunday and seems to be getting better with time. Yes. However, he was quick to credit the rest of the defensive line for success. Absolutely. I mean, let's also not forget, right? You got 2 guys basically on every play blocking sexy. So when you got Kayvon, you got another defensive, maybe another defensive tackle out there, right? You got Burnsy, you got Carter out there, whatever. These guys are all on one-on-ones, right? These guys want the big bucks. Well, when you're going one-on-one, you got to win, okay? Burns wins, right? So, Kayvon's going to want to, we picked up his fifth-year option, but, he's going to want to get paid, right? When you go one-on-one, you got to win, right? Same thing with Carter. I can't imagine what that freaking dude's going to wind up getting in his sixth year, right? After his sixth year, what he's going to get paid, right? Whew. But when you're on one-on-one, you got to win. But I mean, you look at some of the NFL, the all 22 or whatever that's called. I mean, my goodness, oh man. Especially when he's out on a tackle. I mean, Brian Baldinger broke some of his moves down. It's just like, it's almost comical. It really is. It's just so funny. They snap the ball and like that. Whatever. He puts a move on. And he's heading into the backfield. It's like, damn. So, but as I said, I mean, other quarterbacks maybe get a little rattled or something like that, or maybe were a little small or something, maybe not quite as big or strong or whatever. We would add more sacks. But there was no denying, that they altered that game. Without question. Right. That's why they always say, Bob Papa says this a lot. It's not so much who you play, it's when you play them. Right? We just happened to play the Chargers. When their offensive line was banged up. Now, Slater, I think he's out the whole season. Now, maybe in 2 weeks from now, maybe next week, whatever, maybe Mekhi Becton's back and maybe Alt is back. Well, you got those two studs now on the offensive line. Things are a little bit different. Right? We just happened to play them when Slater was out, Becton was out. Oh, Bozeman, the center. He was dinged up as well, too. That's when we happened to play him. It favored us, right? You got to take advantage of that. Giants did, right? I said, yeah, we feed off that. We feed off each other. Whoever's bringing the energy, we all try to feed off that and keep bringing the energy together. Said Carter. Kayvon has been impressive this season and seems to have elevated his game after the Giants drafted Carter in the first round this past April. He was shocked when he heard about the 20 pressures produced by the Giants' big trio of edge rushers. Somebody told him, I can't remember who it was. I can't remember if it was Jordan Renan or somebody told him, whatever it was in the locker room. I said, between you three guys, he said, you guys had 20 quarterback pressures. And I think Kayvon went like, damn. But he said that Abdul had like 8 or something, whatever it was, 8 or 9 or whatever it was. And Kayvon's like, yeah, that I never he said that rookie or somebody would say he's making us look old guys look bad or something like that or whatever. But yeah, but somebody told him in the locker room, Kayvon, that they had like 20 between the three of them. They had 20 quarterback pressures, and he's like, damn. So Dart said, I thought our defense carried us throughout the game. I thought our offensive line played at an elite level. He told reporters our D-line knew that they had to play at a dominant level for us to win. Just really credit those guys for stepping up and making a lot of plays. Now, thankfully, right, on the Drew Phillips interception, we actually scored a touchdown on that one. But, it was just okay, well, let's transition to my next point here. But, all things, this is one of those, two thumbs up. It's not. This was certainly not one of those. Where's the pass rush at? It was there. It was there. It was out there in force, right? So, the defense did a very good job. I mean, it was the one touchdown pass at the end of the first half. You just hate that. You dominate. You're up 13-3, and then they get that pass with like 30 seconds to go. It's like it was a good throw. But then there's that one long touchdown run too. So well, other than that, the defense really played a really good game.